first goal of the year goes for the Raiders.
Oh, beautiful shot there. Nicely done. Gets the pin.
Oh, was that beautiful? Onside kick, and it's recovered by Hastings.
And he's rung up for strike 3.
Doblowy! Touchdown Raiders!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Minnesota State High School League Swimming and Diving here in Hastings, Minnesota. My name is Peter Heyman, and I'll be delivering all the action today by way of HCTV Sports at the Hastings Middle School. Tonight's matchup is between the hometown Hastings Raiders and the visiting Mahtomedi Zephyrs. Both teams are out of the Metro East Conference. The Zephyrs are 4-0 in the conference, and the Raiders are 3-1. Last week, the Raiders beat North St. Paul right here in the Hastings swimming pool. The captains for tonight's Raiders are Clara Birkin, Lauren Jenkins, and Ashton Stewart. And the captains for Mahtomedi are Emerson Buckley, Talia Collins, Alexandra Fox, and Taya Tuttle, and Audrey Carlson. The coaches for Mahtomedi are Mike Goldman, Tim Baden, Micah Goldman, and Dan Kazar. The coaches for the Raiders are Katie McAlpin, Joe Haas, Brianna Arness, and Dylan Anderson. The first heat will be the JV Girls 200-yard medley relay. In lane 1 from Hastings will be Mary Schalk, Caden Butler, Fiona Olson, Liliana Burks. Lane 3 for Hastings will be Lily Meyer, Stella Hilgers, Elena Latch, and Ellie Cook. And lane 4 for Mahtomedi will be Madeline Matizak, Avery Hensel, Molly Retker, and Caroline Potter. And we're on the way for Hastings Mahtomedi swimming and diving. Early lead in lane 1, that's Mary Schalk. She's doing the backstroke here in the 200-yard medley. Once again, the pool is only 25 meters or 25 yards long. So each racer will just go down and back, and then their teammate will dive off the jumping board as soon as their teammate in the water touches the wall. Cannot go any sooner or they're disqualified. Lane 1 gets in the lead still after the first swimmer. Here they're doing the breaststroke. You can hear the teammates on their sides cheering them on. In lane 3, the Raiders' Stella Hilgers has caught up in lane 1 with Fiona Olson. This is a relay, so it'll be first, second, and third points. First will get 8, second will get 4, third will get 2. So now Stella Hilgers has taken the lead for the Raiders in lane 3. And in lane 4 from Mahtomedi, Molly Retker, she has caught up. She is now in second place. So it's Hastings first, Mahtomedi second, Hastings third as of now. And now the girls are doing the butterfly stroke. So it was back, breast, butterfly. It'll end with the freestyle. It's lane 3, still in the lead for Hastings. That's Elena Latch, the senior. But right behind her is Avery Hensel from Mahtomedi, and she looks like she's about to take the lead here. So it's going to be a close one here at the wall for racers number 3. And it's just getting ahead as Mahtomedi, and it'll be the last racers into the pool to do the freestyle. That's Carolyn Potter from Mahtomedi in lane 4. And it's for the Raiders, it's Ellie Cook. Ellie Cook has now taken the lead. Halfway through, they're on the home stretch here. It's the Raiders in lane 3 in the lead. Ellie Cook keeping that lead. A few more strokes, and she should get first for the Raiders. And she does, so it'll be Raiders first, Mahtomedi second with Caroline Potter touching, and Liliana Burks bringing in third place for the Raiders. The lead time was 2:32.07. So that was JV. Hastings first, Mahtomedi second, and the Raiders third. The JV scores will not count for the overall score. Now we will get into the Raiders and Mahtomedi Varsity. It'll be the girls' 200-yard medley relay. Hastings in lane 1, 3, and 5. Mahtomedi in lanes 2, 4, and 6. Lane 1, it'll be Clara Birkin to start. Lane 2 from Mahtomedi, Riley Perizek. Lane 3, Sophia Kovalenko from Hastings. Lane 4, Emerson Buckley from Mahtomedi. Lane 5 from Hastings, Lila Salzman. And in lane 6, Taya Tuttle from Mahtomedi. This is much different than last week, as every lane will be filled for most of the varsity events and a lot of the JV. The girls will jump in the pool once again. They'll do the 200 medley relay. They'll start with the backstroke. They're on the stands waiting for the marks to go. And there it is. There's the horn, or the buzzer. Once again, it's lane 1 off to an early lead. That's Clara Birkin. But all the racers are pretty quick here. They're head-to-head here. We'll see who gets the better turn. It's lane 4. That's Mahtomedi. Emerson Buckley gets the lead, but right next to her is lane 5, Lila Salzman from Hastings. So this is close, coming down to the 50-yard for the first swimmers. It's Mahtomedi getting off early the diving board for swimmers number 2. As once again, they are going to do the breaststroke. It is lane 4 in the lead from Mahtomedi, and second and third is Hastings. Hastings lane 3 and second, Hastings lane 5 and third. These swimmers for Mahtomedi is Audrey Carlson. In lane 4, lane 3, it's Kira Arness. And in lane 5, it's Emma Demlo. And that looks like how they're both going to finish the second heats, if you will. Mahtomedi jumps in first in lane 4. That's Maddie Ruppel. As these swimmers are going to now be doing the butterfly. She's still in the lead. Right behind her, though, in lane 3 is Josie Larson, the 16-year-old from Hastings. In third place, it's still lane 5 with Izzy Green. Heading down for the third swimmers, about to touch. Mahtomedi in the lead. And the last swimmers are jumping in the pool. Mahtomedi in the lead in lane 4. That's Delaney Dunermuth. Right behind her, though, from Hastings is the 17-year-old Ashton Stewart. She's right on her tail. They've just hit the wall and they've turned. They're heading to the home stretch. Mahtomedi with about a 1-length lead. In third place, it's Hastings. Lane 5, that's Emma Leonard. And touching the wall first is going to be Mahtomedi in first. Hastings comes in second, lane 3. And in lane 5 in third place, it's going to be the Raiders. It's going to be real close for fourth and fifth. Raiders touch first, lane 1 with Maddie Ritter. But it was Mahtomedi in first with lane 4. Hastings in second in lane 3. Hastings in third in lane 5. That will mean after the first event, it'll be Mahtomedi 8, Hastings 6. And we will get ready for the girls' 200-yard freestyle. It'll be the JV players to go first. There will be 5 swimmers. In lane 1, it'll be Carly Gintner for Hastings. Lane 2, it'll be Jocelyn Parker from Mahtomedi. In lane 3, it's Peyton Combs from Hastings. Lane 4 from Mahtomedi, Elizabeth Carlin. And in lane 5 for Hastings, it's Greta Larson. So after round 1, it's 8-6 Mahtomedi. It's the JV swimmers here in the 200-yard freestyle. The pool record is 1:54.54, set by Kay Jansen in 2010. She hails out of Cretin-Derham Hall, who the Raiders take on in football tomorrow night at homecoming. Coming down to the first turn, it's Raiders swimmer in lane 5. That's Greta Larson, who is in the lead. Lane 2 and 4 are tied for second. Those are both the Mahtomedi swimmers. Jocelyn and Elizabeth. Once again, it's the 200-yard free, so each swimmer will have to do 8 times the length of the pool for complete revolutions, if you will. Still in the lead, lane 5, Greta Larson, swimming well. Because this is one swimmer doing it all, they're going to have to pace themselves a little bit more. Unlike in the medley where you only were doing 50 meters or 50 yards, you could go all out, if you will. So now your cardio will set in after a ways, so you want to control that, control the breathing. You'll see each swimmer stay underneath the water for a few strokes, and then they'll come up for a little bit of air. A lot of times you'll see the outside swimmer always look in so they can see where their opponent is if it's close. Right now, once again, it's lane 5, Greta Larson with the big lead now for Hastings. In second behind her, it's Elizabeth Carlin from Mahtomedi. And in third, it's Jocelyn Parker from Mahtomedi. And there's your Hastings swimmer in first, touching the wall, getting ready for her third full revolution of the pool. So her 5th lap, if you will. That's still Greta Larson. Right now the time is at 2:10 total. That's Greta in first, Mahtomedi swimmer in second place, lane 4. That's Elizabeth Carlin. In third for Mahtomedi, it's Jocelyn Parker in lane 2. No, it looks like Hastings Raiders swimmer Carly Gittner has actually now taken over third. Parker just now hitting the wall, and looks like Jocelyn is gonna, that was the end actually for all the swimmers. It was the Raiders coming in first. In lane 5 with a time of 2:28.41. In lane 4, it was Elizabeth Carlin in second with a time of 2:36.29. In lane 2, it was Jocelyn Parker coming in third with a time of 2:42.85. And in lane 3, it was Peyton Combs in fourth at 2:49.32. And in lane 1, just finishing up, is Carly Ginter of Hastings. A few more strokes and she's going to hit the wall. Good job, Carly. So all the JV swimmers complete their event. Once again, only the varsity racers count for the school meet points. So that's going to bring us to event number 4. It's the girls 200-yard freestyle still. Lane 1 for Hastings is Mary Schalk. Lane 2 for Mahtomedi, Adeline Miller. Lane 3 from Lila Salzman from Hastings. Lane 4 from Mahtomedi, it's Abigail Wright. And in lane 5 from Hastings, it's Emma Leonard. And lane 6 from Mahtomedi, it's Talia Collins. Once again, this is the girls 200-yard freestyle. The pool record is 154.54, as I mentioned earlier. And this relay will count for the overall standings in tonight's meet. So far it is 8-6, Mahtomedi in the lead. If I pronounce any names wrong, I apologize. You can make comments on the HCTV channel on YouTube, where this is currently being aired. We are about ready for event number 4, the girls 200 free, and they're off. Out of the water first, in lane 4, is Abigail Wright from Mahtomedi. Just behind her, though, in lane 3 is Lila Salzman from Hastings. Girls very close here. Once again, though, they got to do 8 laps back and forth, so got to control the breathing and the cardio. Just like any racing event, sometimes you want to get out early, get a big lead, which could be okay. Put a little mental pressure on your opponents. Just want to make sure you don't wear yourself out and get passed up towards the end. Coming here for the split on revolution number 2 is still Abigail Wright from Mahtomedi in the lead. Abigail is just a freshman for Mahtomedi. She hits the wall for her second complete pool laps. And in lane 3, it's Hastings swimmer Lila Salzman turning in second. Right behind her, though, in third is Adeline Miller. As of now, the points would go Mahtomedi, Hastings, Mahtomedi. Sneaking up now, though, in third place in lane 6 is Mahtomedi swimmer Talia Collins. And here in lane 5, Hastings swimmer Emma Leonard. She gets her split heading back on her third revolution. And the lead swimmers are now on their final swim down and to a big lead. Mahtomedi swimmer in lane 4 is Abigail Wright. She's halfway down the pool, almost a touch for her final time. She's got a pretty good time going here. Let's see what she comes up with. And she touches. And it's a real good time. I'll see it when it posts. Lane 4. Got to wait for her split time to come up. In the second place, though, it's going to be lane 3. It's going to be a close one for third. It looks like it's going to be Mahtomedi swimmer in third. That's Talia Collins in lane 6. But in second place, it was Hastings swimmer Lila Salzman pulling in second place. That overall score for the lead swimmer, Abigail Wright, was at 1:57.80. Only 3 seconds off the pool record, so a great swim there for Abigail Wright. So it was Mahtomedi in first. Mahtomedi, the time for second place, I should say, is 2:10 in lane 3. So Hastings did get second place. And Mahtomedi got third in lane 6 with the time of 2:13. So just like the first event, Mahtomedi takes 8 points, Hastings takes 6, brings the total score 12-16. And that'll bring us to our next event, event number 5. It'll be the girls 200-yard individual medley. This will be the JV girls once again. There'll be 4 swimmers. Lane 1 from Hastings, Liliana Burks. Lane 3 from Hastings, Elena Latch. Lane 4 from Mahtomedi, Molly Rutger. And lane 5 from Hastings, Ellie Cook. So Mahtomedi chose to put their swimmer in lane 4, not lane 2. And the swimmers are off. In the lead right now is lane 1 from Hastings. That's Liliana Burks. She is a senior. Sorry, I apologize. She is a 7th grader. She's just 12 years old. In lane 3, Elena Latch, also 12 years old. And lane 5, Ellie Cooks, is 13. Right now, though, it's Mahtomedi swimmer in the lead. That's Molly Rutger. But right behind her in lane 5 is Ellie Cook. So that's their first 50. Now they're going to the second 50 to the backstroke. They did the fly, they're doing the back. They'll do the breast next and then the free. It's actually lane 1 now in the lead for Hastings. That's Liliana Burks. Liliana's got about a 3-length lead here. Mahtomedi lane 4 in second, but right head-to-head in lane 5. Doing the backstroke. Now both swimmers can sort of see each other as they twist inward towards the opponent. They can kind of get a shot. You don't want to do too much. You'll lose your line. And in lane 1, now doing the breaststroke, is Liliana Burks on her third event here, or her third stroke, we'll call it. It is Mahtomedi swimmer in second. That's Molly Rutger. Ellie Cook about a length behind her now in third. And Elena Latch in lane 3 and fourth. Once again, you can get a good push off there underwater and get a little more swim. And that was a good push off there by the Mahtomedi swimmer. She is now catching. She's about a half a length behind Liliana Burks in lane 1. We'll see who gets to the wall quicker. This could be as I talked about earlier, the factor of their cardio. Liliana did get out to an early lead. This could be catching up with her here. Both swimmers hit the wall at the same time. They are on their final stroke here. It's the freestyle stroke. And Liliana takes about a 1 swimmer lead here. She's about to get to her split. She had a time of 2:14 on her last time touching the wall. She is now on her way back, and she's got a lead, a 1 swimmer body lead here. She's looking good in second place. It's still Molly Rutger from Mahtomedi. In third, it's Ellie Cook, and Liliana Brooks hits the wall in first place. She had a split time of 37:94. Let's see what her total time was here shortly. As all 4 swimmers are about to hit the wall. So Liliana had a time of 2:52.51. Right behind her in second was Molly Rutger at 2:55. And in third in lane 3 at a time of 3:10.35 was Elena Latch, and there's no time yet for lane 5. She actually came in third. Looks like there's a malfunction with the scoreboard. At any rate, though, those scores do not count for the overall meet score, which means we will head to the varsity swimmers. We'll have all 6 lanes used. In lane 1 from Hastings, 16-year-old Izzy Green. Lane 2 from Mahtomedi, Audrey Carlson. Lane 3 for Hastings, Lauren Jenkins. Lane 4 for Mahtomedi, Emerson Buckley. Lane 5 for Hastings, Josie Larson. Lane 6, Danny Baker for Mahtomedi. And the swimmers are off here. Once again, the girls' 200-yard individual medley. The pool record is Miss Christinger in 1998, 2:10.53. After the first split, it is lane 1. The Hastings swimmer in first, that's Izzy Green. In second and third, it's also Hastings swimmers, third and fifth. But just behind him in lane 4, Mahtomedi swimmer Emerson Buckley right there. So the butterfly is done. We're going to head into the backstroke. Now moving into third is the Mahtomedi swimmer. She's actually now leaning into second. She's cruising here pretty good. She might even hit the wall here. First, it looks like she does. Mahtomedi has gone from fourth to first here in a half a split. So Mahtomedi in first here as they head to the wall here for their second split of the backstroke. She hits the wall, and she's going to turn as they get ready to do the breaststroke. Once again, it's the fly, back, breast, and free. She's on her first split. She's in first. In second, it's now lane 3 from Hastings. That's Lauren Jenkins. And in third, lane 1, Izzy Green. Tied for fourth, it looks like, is lane 2, Audrey Carlson. And lane 5, Josie Larson. And Danny Baker heading towards the split here in lane 6. Heading to the end of the breaststroke is Mahtomedi swimmer Emerson Buckley. She is now in the freestyle, about 2 lengths behind her in lane 3. It's Lauren Jenkins, the 17-year-old out of Hastings. She's going to have to pour it on here to catch her, though. Buckley's got some good momentum here. She hits the wall, and she's on her final split. She's got a pretty good time going here. She's past halfway now. Lane 3, it looks like she's not going to catch her. It's a race now for third, though. As Buckley hits the wall, she gets first place. Lauren Jenkins in lane 3 going to get second. It's going to be a tight one here for third place, but it looks like it'll be lane 1. Izzy Green bringing in third place for Hastings. And once again, it's Mahtomedi first. It's Hastings second and third. So once again, that is not a relay though, that's individual points. So we will actually give points for all 5 positions. So in 4th place, according to the board, it was Hastings swimmer in lane 5, Josie Larson. And in 5th place, getting a point will be lane 2. That was Audrey Carlson.
Event 7, exhibition girls, 50-yard freestyle.
We'll get you a scoring update here in a second. But while we do that, next up will be the JV girls 50 freestyle. There's going to be 2 heats here though. Nope, sorry. Yes, there's going to be 2 heats. There'll be 6 swimmers in each. The swimmers are Ava McGrain. These are all Mahtomedi in lane 1. Julia DeHaan, lane 2. Riley Bogren in lane 3. Avery Hensel, lane 4. Ida, I'm going to get this right for you. It's Ida Chum in lane 5. And in lane 6, Natalie Maduzak. And it is lane 4 who touches first. And that was Avery Hensel with Ada Chum right behind her in 2nd. And in 3rd was Madeline Maduzak. That was the first heat of the JV swimmers, I believe.
Event 7, junior varsity, 50-yard.
And now we're going to have the heat 2 of the junior varsity 50-yard freestyle. Lane 1 from Hastings, Lily Meyer. Lane 2 from Mahtomedi, Greta Cease. Lane 3 from Hastings, Stella Hilgers. Lane 4 from Mahtomedi, Janae Klebeck. Lane 5 from Hastings, Lauren Baudet. And lane 6 from Mahtomedi, Ava Veeb. And they're going to step up to their podiums, their respectful platforms, and get set to go here. Once again, girls 50-yard JV, heat 2 of 2. And they're off. Just so you know, the pool record for this is 24.13 in 2016 by R. Hathaway out of Lakeville South. For this second heat, it's swimmer in lane 4. That's Janae Klebeck from Mahtomedi in 1st. In 2nd, it looks like it's lane 6. Veeb from Mahtomedi in 2nd. And lane 3 and 4 are tight for 3rd. And it looks like touching the wall first at a time of 27.81. It was lane 4, Janae Klebeck. In 2nd at a time of 30.12 was Veeb. And in 3rd, just touching out ahead of lane 4, was Stella Hilgers at a time of 30.33. In 4th, it was Janae Klebeck at 30.53. And in 5th, at time of 31.80, it was Lily Meyer. Followed by Lauren Baudet with a time of 32.14. Now we're going to get ready for the varsity girls 50-yard free. Lane 1, it's Kira Arness. Number 2, it's Maddie Ruppel. Lane 3, Sophia Kabalenko. Lane 4, Delaney Dumermuth. Lane 5, it's Emma Demelo. And lane 6, it's Isabel Bafidi. And the swimmers are off. It's lane 1. Kira Arness touches the board first. Let's see who's got the better kick. They're real tight here. Lane 1, 2, and 3 are tight. It looks like the lane 4 swimmer Delaney Dumermuth of Mahtomedi looks like she might head this one out first. And she's gonna. It looks like it might be lane 2 though. Arness coming in 2nd. And we'll see who comes in 3rd. It's super tight there. Lane 1, it was a time of 25.98. That's Delaney Dumermuth. And in 2nd place, it'll be a three-way, in 2nd place, it's 26.70. That's Kira Arness. And a 3-way tie for 3rd place at 26.99. That was swimmers Maddie Ruppel, Sophia Kabalenko, and Emma Demelo. So that was a tight one there, real close. But it will be Mahtomedi coming in first there in lane 4. Hastings in 2nd. Hastings, Mahtomedi, and Hastings tying for 3rd. So that's probably how the points are going to be given, because it is an individual. There'll be 6 points for 1st place, 4 points for 2nd, 3 points for 3rd, 2 points for 4th, and 1 point for 5th. So Mahtomedi should get 6 for first, and I'm not sure how they're going to do the 3, 4, and 5. They might each get 3. We'll see what the overall score says. Right now we have an overall score on the board of 34-28 Mahtomedi. So it's a tight one here tonight. And we're going to take a little break here as we're going to get ready for diving. I'm Peter Heyman on HCTV. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Peter Heyman on HCTV here at Hastings Middle School for varsity and junior varsity swimming and diving. Right now, Mahtomedi has a 34-28 lead. We're going to head into diving, but before the diving, it is Parents' Night tonight here at Hastings. We will announce all the swimmers from Hastings and their parents. We'll do that in a few minutes once they get ready. Once again, Mahtomedi comes in with a conference record of 4-0, while Hastings is 3-1. So this is a big matchup here in the conference here. Do want to give a friendly reminder for all you sports fans. It is Monday Night Football, Green Bay versus Detroit. So get your fantasy football team set and your pick'ems if you have not done so already. I'll also let you know tomorrow night is homecoming night for the Raiders football team as they take on Cretin-Durham Hall. I can tell you that Hastings is comprised of 2 7th graders, 4 8th graders, 9 freshmen, kind of convenient, 9th grade, 9 of them. 10th grade, just 3 swimmers. 11th grade has 5 swimmers, and the seniors, there is 4 of them. Looks like the girls are still getting lined up. Probably going to try to have to corral the parents, I'm not sure. Last year I was told by fellow swimming parent Tim Meyer that they usually met them down by the check-in area where you can get your ducks, by the way. After the diving, they have a contest. You throw the duck inside the big duck, and if you can win, if you get one inside there, you get a gift certificate. Starbucks and some other local restaurants. Chuck-a-duck is what it's called. Yep, so it's Starbucks gift card is what it is. Let me just run back a few of the stats here for the varsity so far. Event number 2, winning the 200-yard medley relay, was Mahtomedi. Coming in second, third was Hastings. So we're going to get ready here to announce the players and the parents. It looks like they're starting with the 7th grade. We're going to see if we can get a shot of the camera as they're walking. Here they come walking. It's Liliana Burks, parents Lauren and Jonathan. Also in 7th grade, Elena Latch, and parents Megan and Craig. 8th grade, it'll be Ellie Cook with parents Christina and Chris. Also Emma Demlo of 8th grade, parents Christine and Dwight. Maddie Ritter, parents Jamie and Jesse. And Mary Schalk, parents Mandy and Aaron. Now coming up will be your freshmen. We will start with Chloe Arness, parents Brianna and Oli, Brianna one of the coaches. Lauren Baudette, parents April and John. Peyton Combs, parents Carrie and Brian. Also a 9th grader, Carly Ginter. Jackie and Derek, it looks like they skipped ahead of me to Marie Hall, parents Dawn, Marie, and Dan. Eliana Herrera Carlson, parents Janelle and Junior. And Sofia Kovalenko, parents Oksana and Nick. Greta Larson, parents Amy and Joe. and Lila Salzman, parents Angela and Josh. Those are your 9th graders. Moving on to our 10th graders. It's Caden Butler, parents Angela and Blake. Emma Leonard, parents Jill and Greg. Lily Meyer, parents Carrie and Tim Meyer. Tim, my best friend, by the way, one of them. That's your 10th graders. Your 11th graders are going to be Kira Arness, Brianna and Oli again. Izzy Green, parents Brenda and Patrick. Stella Hilgers, parents Katie and Ryan. Josie Larson, Amy and Joe. Fiona Olson, Valeska and Chris are her parents. Those are your 11th graders. And moving on to your seniors. Clara Birkin, parents Kelly and Keith. Lauren Jenkins, parents Kate and Chris. Ashton Stewart, parents Christy and Jason. And your manager, Garrett Watterson, parents Jennifer and Paul. And that is your Hastings swimming and diving team. I believe we're going to go to a short break here soon when they get ready for diving. And yes, we are. Once again, I'm Peter Heyman on HCTV. We'll be back shortly for the diving events.
We have been telling the story of Hastings since 1983. By supporting HCTV, you are supporting weekly live high school sports coverage, community events, original shows like Take a Hike Mike, Man on the Street, Aprons Optional, and Around the Mic. You are also contributing to coverage for school events, graduation, prom, school board meetings, and the student-run broadcast journalism course, The Echo.
HCTV is your one-stop shop for all things local government. This coverage includes city council and other local government meetings, forums, PSAs, local news packages, and so much more.
HCTV also provides virtual alternatives to in-person viewing for notable events around Hastings. We make all of our content viewable to everyone by putting it on TV, YouTube, Facebook, and our website for on-demand viewing.
With more and more people cutting cable each year, a major source of our funding is continuing to decline. Your support is vital to keeping our small nonprofit sustainable. If you would like to give a donation, you can go to hastingstv.org/donate. To learn about our sponsorship program, where your business will be recognized in our programming, check out hastingstv.org/sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hastings swimming pool where it's Hastings versus Mahtomedi. Mahtomedi in the lead, 34-28. Oh, there was a shot of the Grinch and the goldfish back there for all you cartoon fans and movie fans. And anyways, we are about to head into the diving portion of this meet. We'll start with round one. It'll be Grace Dobler. This is an exhibition dive. She's from Mahtomedi. She'll be doing a 5-1-2-1 delta. It's got a 1.7 difficulty rating. It consists of a forward, one somersault, half twist, followed by the free. I'll try to make sure I can pronounce all these names correctly. If you are listening online, you can make a comment on YouTube. If you know somebody's here, you can text them. They can come tell me. I'm in the back right of the pool. And we're ready for the first dive. Once again, we ask the parents to be quiet and all the spectators. Once again, this is Grace Dobler. And she'll get scores of 2, 2, and 3. 2.5, sorry, 2.5, 2.5, 3. Next up is Carly Gittner. She's doing a 101 Charlie. It's got a difficulty of 1.2. It's a forward dive followed by a tuck. Good dive there by Carly. She scores a 5.5, 4.5. Next one from Mahtomedi, Mila Chaffee. It's a 5-1-2-1 delta. Difficulty 1.7. It's a forward somersault, followed by a half twist, followed by a free entry. There's a dive. And the scores are going to be 3, 3, and 3. Next up, Peyton Combs from Hastings. It's a 102 Charlie. It's a 1.4 difficulty. It's a forward one somersault followed by a tuck. Once again, they ask everybody to be silent in the gym. And here's the dive. Good looking dive. The scores are 4, 4, and 3. Well done, Peyton. Still in the exhibition dive. It'll be the last exhibition dive. It's diver number 5, round 1. It's Grace Trondrad from Mahtomedi. It's a 5-2-2-2 delta. It's a 1.8 difficulty. It's a back somersault followed by a twist followed by a free entry.
Back, one somersault, one twist, free, 1.8.
Grace lines up facing away from the water, looking at the board. We talked about this last week. It's a little more dangerous when you can see the board. She kicked off a little far, but good entry. And she's got scores of 4.5, 4.5, and 4.5. Well done, Grace.
Dive 301A, reverse dive straight, 1.8.
So now we get into, these will be dives that looks like they'll count for the scores. It's diver number 6, Ashton Stewart from Hastings, doing a 301 Alpha. It's a reverse dive straight, 1.8 difficulty. Here's the entry. Nice and smooth looking. And good scores, 4.5, 5, and 4. Next up from Mahtomedi, diver number 7, Evelyn Suchi. It's a 301 Charlie. A reverse dive tuck with a 1.6 difficulty. Evelyn is a junior. Evelyn Suchi. There's the dive. Entry, a little big splash. Let's see if that counts against her a little bit. 4.5, 4.5, and 3. Good job, Evelyn. Next up is Mari Hall from Hastings, diver number 8. She's also doing the 301 Charlie reverse dive tuck with a 1.6 difficulty. Mari is she's one of their freshmen. Remember, there's 9 freshmen on this squad. The bounce, the dive. Looks like got to enter the water at a little bit of an angle. The scores are going to be 4-5-4. Next up from Mahtomedi, it's Shayla Murphy, a 301 Charlie once again, reverse dive tuck 1.6. Shayla, an 8th grader. That looked like a good dive to me. Let's see what the scores reflect. They're up to 5, 5.5, 5.5. Good job, Shayla. The 10th diver of round 1 from Hastings, Greta Larson, doing a 301 Alpha, a reverse dive straight at a 1.8 difficulty. Greta Larson, also one of your 9 freshmen for Hastings. There's the jump off the board. Ooh, it didn't quite get all the way straight up on the entry. A quick score from Brianna Arness with a 3.5 and 4.4 on the sides. Looked like a 4 at the last one, might have been a 3. And the last diver of round 1 from Mahtomedi, Alexander Fox, a 302 Charlie. Reverse somersault tuck with a 1.6 difficulty. Alexander, once again, as I mentioned, one of their captains. She's a senior. There's the dive. She comes in feet first. Let's see what the judges score. 4.5, 4.5, 4.5 across the board. Now we go to round 2 from Mahtomedi. This is an exhibition dive. It's Grace Dobler, a 101 Charlie. It's a forward dive tuck at a 1.2 difficulty. There's the dive. That looked smooth, not a lot of splash there. Good scores, 5, 5.5, 5. Well done, Grace. Next up from Hastings, another exhibition dive. It's Carly Ginter, 102 Bravo. It's a forward somersault pike, 1.5 difficulty. There's the jump dive. Ooh, nicely in the water. Real quick with the score again is Brianna, 4.5, 4.5, 4.5. Sometimes these coaches know their divers so well, they kind of know roughly where they're at. They might have the score close to that number and a slight adjustment if needed. Another exhibition dive, it's Mahtomedi Zephyrs diver Mila Chaffee. It's a 101 Bravo, forward dive pike, 1.3 difficulty. The walk up to the end of the board. The dive. Not a big, they're looking at each other. It's gonna be looks like it's a no dive. All the judges had to look to each other. They're gonna call it unsuccessful, unfortunately. Next up from Hastings, still an exhibition dive. Peyton Combs, 103C, forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. Peyton, believe it or not, also a freshman. A lot of freshman divers here for Hastings in these first couple rounds. Here's the dive. Scores are going to be 4.5, 4, and a 3. The last exhibition diver in round number 2 is Grace Trondrud from Mahtomedi. It's a 5.223 Delta. A back somersault, 1.5 twist free, 2.3 difficulty. So far, it's the highest difficulty yet we've seen tonight. Once again, she's going to face the board. Dive twist. Feet came a little apart. The splash was a little big. Judges going to say 4.5, 5, 5. Now we get to the non-exhibition dives in round 2. Leading off will be Ashton Stewart from Hastings. It's a 104C. She'll do a forward 2 somersault tuck, 2.2 difficulty. Well done. Real quick score once again from Brianna. 5.5, 5.5, 5.5. Brianna can do this because currently on the board on the wall she does hold the record for some dives here, but the 11 dives she holds on the wall. Next up from Mahtomedi, Evelyn Suchi, 101 Bravo, forward dive pike, 1.3. And the dive. Didn't look like she got quite straight entering. And the judges noticed and they're going to give her a 3, 2, and a 4.5. Next up, Mari Hall from Hastings, 201C, back dive tuck, 1.5. Freshman. Mari did the 301C dive 1, now she's doing the 201C. Dive. A little bit of an angle going in, not much of a splash, but scores are looking good. It's a 6, a 5, and a 5. Well done, Mari. Next up for Mahtomedi, it's Shayla Murphy, a 201C. It's a back somersault tuck. It's a 1.5. Shayla just had to ask to repeat it again. Divers do a lot of dives. Got to make sure you're doing the right dive, or the scores will reflect. Might even get a unsuccessful. Once again, she'll face the board, making it a little more difficult from the get-go. Shayla, an 8th grader. Enters in feet first, scores a 4.5, 5, 4. Next up for the Raiders, Greta Larson, a 104C. It's a forward 2 somersault tuck, 2.2 difficulty. We've seen this once already tonight from Ashton Stewart, her teammate. This is the second hardest dive so far of the night. Greta, a freshman. And she enters the water. Some quick claps here from maybe it could be a brother, friend, high school teammate. Apologies, I missed the scores there. Hopefully you caught them on the TV. And the last diver of round 2 is Alexandra Fox from Mahtomedi. She'll be doing the 103 Bravo, first, only one of the night so far. It's a forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7 difficulty. Dive, she got a ways out there. Entered the water smooth though. Scores of 5.5, 5.5, and 6. Well done, Alexandra. That's going to bring us to round 3. It's the same order. It'll be Grace Dobler, exhibition dive from Mahtomedi, doing a 103C, forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. Three, 2.5, 3.5. Next up, Carly Ginter from Hastings, 5121D. It's a forward 1 somersault, half twist free with a 1.7 difficulty. It's the third time we've seen this tonight. 2 divers did it in round 1. Oh, got the twist at the very end, it looks like. Judge is going to give her 4.5, 3.5, 3.5. Next diver, Mila Chaffee, Mahtomedi, 102B, forward somersault pike, 1.5 difficulty. Mila, 7th grader. Entered the pool well, but she's got a 3, a 3, and a 4. Well done, Mila. Next up, Peyton Combs from Hastings. 201A, back dive straight, 1.7 difficulty. Peyton just getting her balance on the board. Taking a lot of time up there, make sure you got it right. And here she goes. Not quite straight into the water. Scores a 4.5, 4.5, and a 4. Good job, Peyton. Next up from Mahtomedi, Grace Trunrud. Sorry, I might have been saying that incorrectly earlier. She's doing a 102C. It's a forward 1 somersault tuck with a 1.4 difficulty. Oh, and enters the water well. Scores a 5.5, 4.5, 5. Most of the time the judges are right on the same number or a half apart. Good to see, consistency. Next up for the Raiders, it's Ashton Stewart. It's a 5.132D, forward 1.5 somersault, 1 twist free, 2.2 difficulty. High off the board, a little close to the board there. Not sure it's going to be an unsuccessful. So unfortunate there for Ashton. Evelyn Suchi from Mahtomedi up next. 103C, forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6 difficulty. And the dive. She's got 4.5, 4, 3.5. Good job, Evelyn. Now up from Hastings, Mari Hall, 5.222D. It's a back somersault, 1 twist free, with a 1.9 difficulty. Big splash there. Let's see what the judges say about that. 4.5. Next up from Mahtomedi, Shayla Murphy, a 5.122D, forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9 difficulty. Once again, this is round 3. Shayla's the 9th diver of the round. She'll get a walking start and the dive. Going to get scores of 3.5, 4, and 4. Well done, Shayla. Next up for Hastings, the last Hastings diver of round 3, it's Greta Larson. She'll be doing the 203C. It's a back 1.5 somersault tuck at a 2.0 difficulty. Greta taking her time again. Make sure she gets the footing right. Nice. Oh, just couldn't quite get all the way over for the feet to get in straight in the water, but still good scores of 3.5, 4, 3. Last diver of round 3, Alexander Fox from Mahtomedi. It's a 201B back dive pike with a 1.6. She'll also be facing the board. Good extension, good entry, not a lot of splash. Scores show it. 5, 5.5, 6.5.
On to round 4, Grace diving doing dive.
And we're into round 4.
Back dive straight, 1.7.
Grace Debler. Mahtomedi, she's doing the 201A. Back dive straight, 1.7. Nice smooth entry. Looked like a swan out there. Scores 5.5, 5, 5.5. Great scores for Grace.
Dive 401C, inward dive, top 1.4.
Next up, Carly Ginter. Hastings, 401C. It's an inward dive tuck, 1.4 difficulty. A little tight to the board there, but luckily she missed it. Scores of 3, 4, 3.5. Some of those dives, though, you do need to get close to the board so you don't jump too far out.
52.21D, back 1 somersault, half twist free, 1.7.
Next up, it's Mila Chaffee, Mahtomedi, 5221D. Back somersault, half a twist free, 1.7 difficulty. That one was quick. She entered in with her feet. See what her scores are. 4, 3.5, 3.
4, 3.5, 3.
Good job, Mila.
Dive 401C, inward dive, top 1.4.
Next up from Hastings, Peyton Combs. 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. Just saw this dive a second ago from teammate Carly Ginter. Takes a lot of concentration, especially with the pool quiet inside. Got a little out from the board. Scores are 5, 4.5, 5.5. Good scores.
5, 5.5. Grace, dive 201A, back dive straight.
Next up from Mahtomedi, Grace Trundrad, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7.
Up next.
This is Grace, she's junior. Nice entry in the pool, looks straight. Judges look at each other, and they're gonna go with. Oh, they're gonna check to make sure she had a successful dive, and we're gonna say unsuccessful, unfortunately.
Dive 401B, inward dive height 1.5.
So next up, Ashton Stewart from Hastings. It's a 401B inward dive pike 1.5. Good entry. Let's see what the scores are. 6, 6.5, and 6, 5.5. Good scores. Diver number 7. Evelyn Suchi, Mahtomedi, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. She gets sets for the dive, facing the diving board. And she's off. Kicked out pretty good. Scores are going to be 4.5, 3.5,
3.5, 3, 4.5.
and 4.
Dive 104C, forward 2 somersault.
Next up from Hastings Raiders, Mari Hall, 104C. Forward 2 somersault, tuck, 2.2. And the dive. Good spin. Enters with the feet. Scores of 5, 5, and 4.5. She gets some cheers from the teammates. Every time these divers do this, hopefully they can get some improvement. Their teammates usually know what their scores usually are, so good to hear some teammates rooting them on. Next up from Mahtomedi, Shayla Murphy. 103C, forward 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. Got a little past the entry point. Still going to get scores of 5, 4.5, 4. That'll bring us to our 10th diver of round 4. That's Greta Larson from Hastings. It's a 403C. Inward 1.5 somersault tuck with a 2.2 difficulty. Greta, nice. Didn't quite enter the water fully. They're going to give scores of 3, 4, and 2.5. And our last diver of round 4 is going to be Alexander Fox from Mahtomedi. She's doing the 401B. It's inward dive pike, 1.5 difficulty. And the dive. Good entry. Let's see what the scores are. A 6, 6, and 6. Well done, Alexander. That'll bring us to round 5. There's a total of 6 rounds, so 2 more rounds to go, everybody. Same divers, same order. Leading off from Mahtomedi, Grace Dobler, 202C. Back 1 somersault tuck, 1.5. Dive, the entry, the score. 4.5, 5, 5.5. Next up is Carly Ginter, Hastings Raiders, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. Got way off the board, but she entered pretty clean. The scores of 4, 3.5, 4. Next up from Mahtomedi, it's Mila Chaffee, 201A, back dive straight, 1.7. Must say it takes a lot of courage to do this as not just a high school student, but at any level age. And the entry and the scores are 2.5, 3.5, 3. Next up from the Hastings Raiders, it's Peyton Combs, 202C, back 1 somersault tuck, 1.5. Once again, these first 5 divers are exhibition divers. And the dive. Backflip entered straight. Scores of 3.5, 3.5, 4. Next up from Mahtomedi, it's Grace Trundred, 202A, back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. Once again, you see her divers are allowed to adjust the board with the wheel there. farther back the wheel goes, the more bounce the board will give you. Each diver has their own likeness of where the board is. Good entry there. Oh, Brianna dropped her scoreboard. Let's see what she comes up with. 5-5, 4.5.
5-5. Ashton, dive 203C, back 1 1/2 somersault, top 2.0.
Next up from Hastings, it's Ashton Stewart. 203C, back 1.5 somersault tuck. It's a 2.0 difficulty. Only 2 divers doing difficulty dives in the 2s here in round 5. And here's the dive. Did she get all the way over? Looks good. Scores are 5.5, 3.5, 4.5.
5.5, 4.5. Ava, dive 401C, inward dive, top 1.4.
Next up from Mahtomedi, it's Evelyn Suchi. 401C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. Appreciate the silence here. She got off, she got in. Scores are going to be 4, 4, 3.5.
4-4. Mari, dive 401B, inward dive.
Now up for the Raiders, it's Mari Hall. 401B, inward dive pike, 1.5. Once again, Mari's a freshman. Quite a few freshmen diving here tonight. Looks like Coach mixed up the divers here. You can change it up, choose who you want each meet. Very smooth and nice. And the scores are going to reflect 5.5, 6, 5.
5.5.
Well done, Mari.
Shayla, doing dive 401.
Apologies if it's not Mari, if it's Mary. I will try to find out. Make sure that's accurate.
Repeat it. 401B.
Next up, it's Shayla Murphy from Mahtomedi. She's doing a 401B inward dive pike, 1.5. Same dive we just saw from Miss Hall. Feet went a little back after the flip towards the diving board. Lucky she didn't touch him. The scores are 4.5, 4, and 5.
Greta, dive 5231D, back 1 1/2 somersault, cat twist free.
Next up from Hastings, Greta Larson, 5231D, back 1.5 somersault, half twist free, 2.1 difficulty. Not bad, Greta. And the scores are going to be 4.5, 4.5, 5.
4.5. Alex, doing dive.
And the last diver, round number 5, from Mahtomedi, Alexander Fox. It's a 5122D. Forward 1 somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9 difficulty. Clean entry. And the divers score, the judges are going to give them a 5. 5.5, 5.
5.5, 5.
And that'll do it for round 5, and we're on to the final round of this 6-dive competition. And just to let everybody know, the pool record here on the 6th dive is a 269.4. Once again, we're at the top of the order. Grace Dubler, 41C, inward dive tuck, 1.4. Clean entry, nice and smooth. Scores show it 5, 6, 5.5. Next up from Hastings Raiders, Carly Ginter. Exhibition dive, a 202C. It's a back 1 somersault tuck at a 1.5 difficulty. And the dive. Scores are 4, 5, 4.5. Mentioned last week, scoring for diving is quite complicated. You got to take the difficulty of the dive along with the scores, and then you add them all up from the 6 dives. Anyways, next up from Mahtomedi, it's Mila Chaffee, a 401C inward dive tuck, 1.4. Oh, she's going to just shake this out, make sure she's got it right. Here we go. Oh, nope. We're going to have a, fortunately she lost her balance. So we're going to have an unsuccessful dive. Unfortunate there from Mila. Next up for the Hastings Raiders, it's Peyton Combs. 5-1-2-1-D. Forward 1 somersault, half twist free. 1.7. She'll get a little walking start here. Here she goes. Pushed out, feet first in, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. And the last exhibition diver of round 6 is Grace Trundred from Mahtomedi. She'll be doing the 401C, which is an inward dive tuck, 1.4. Good dive off there. Scores 5, 5.5, 5.5. And now we get to the divers that count for the varsity scoring tonight. The first one will be diver number 6 from Hastings, Ashton Stewart. Her final dive of the night. It's a 5-2-2-3-D. Back 1 somersault, 1.5 twist free, 2.3. Well done. Look good. Did the twist. Let's see what the scores say. 4.5, 5.5, 4.5. Next up, Ava Such, she from Mahtomedi. Her last dive of the night. A 5-2-1-1-A. Back dive, half twist, straight, 1.8. Evelyn, and that is going to be a 3.5, 3.5. Next up, Mari Hall from Hastings, 403C, inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. This will be one of Mari's toughest dives of the night. Looked good from here. Scores are pretty good. It's going to be a 5.5, 5, 5.5. And Shayla Murphy on her last dive of the night. It'll be a 402C inward 1 somersault tuck. It's a 1.6. She's from Mahtomedi. Does she get it all the way around? Judges say yes. Scores are 4, 3, 3.5. The last diver for the Hastings Raiders tonight is going to be Greta Larson. She'll be doing the 5-2-2-3-D, which consists of a back 1 somersault, 1.5 twist, free. Did she make it around? The judges say yes. 4.5, 5.5, 4. Well done, Greta. And the last diver of the night is from Mahtomedi. It's Alexander Fox. She will be doing the same dive that her competitor Greta just did, the 5-2-2-3-D. Back, 1 somersault, 1.5 twist free, 2.3. There's the last dive of the night. And the scores from the judges are 5, 6, and 5. Well done. And that concludes the diving section of this meet. Before that, it's Mahtomedi 34-28. They'll tally up the diving scores and let us know the total score, but we're going to take a little break here as they get the pool ready to get back to the final part of the swimming section of this meet. I'm Peter Heyman on HCTV. And we'll be back in a minute.
Push that trash that way, not this way. Come on.
Oh, hey there. Do you like HCTV?
That's one small step for Hastings and one giant leap for community television.
Do you want a custom video that promotes your business or organization and gives you the results you're looking for? As an HCTV sponsor, our staff will work with your business or organization to create a custom video to promote your brand. You also have an option of getting a shout out in every sporting event we cover. And that's 3 points for your business. So support HCTV today! Go to hastingstv.org/sponsors for more information or to give a one-time donation.
Some you've heard of more, but it doesn't bother me cause I just love to explore. Interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
I'm Haley Noring, and this is my daughter Chloe. We live in Hastings, Minnesota. Chloe will never get to know her uncle Devin. My brother Devin died of fentanyl poisoning on April 4th, 2020. Through Snapchat, Devin and his friend bought what they believed was a Percocet. It wasn't. It was a fake pill made of 100% illicit fentanyl. My brother didn't want to die. My family had to learn what fentanyl was after it was too late. What happened to my family could just as easily happen to yours. If we would have known about fentanyl sooner, maybe we could have saved Devin's life. You still have time to have that life-saving conversation with your children and loved ones. Illicit fentanyl is the leading cause of death for ages 18 to 45. Every 5 minutes in the US, illicit fentanyl kills someone's brother, son, father, mother, or loved one. Call 911 if someone you know is overdosing. Call United Way's 24/7 helpline by dialing 211 to find resources in and near Hastings. Contact United Way of Hastings or visit their website, unitedwayofhastings.org, for more resources or to make a donation. You can save a life by working with me and the United Way of Hastings to build awareness and reduce the stigma of overdoses and fentanyl poisonings. One pill can kill.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm Peter Heyman on HCTV at the Hastings Swimming and Diving Meet between Mahtomedi. After the diving, the total scores, Mahtomedi 41, Hastings 37, so a very tight one here. It's a 4-point match. We're now going to get back to the swimming part of this section. We'll lead off with girls. Sorry, take that back. Yes, girls. The 100-yard butterfly, it'll be the JV going first. In lane 1, we have Mary Schalk from Hastings. Lane 2, Maddie Ruppel from Mahtomedi. Lane 3, Lauren Baudet. She's from Hastings. Lane 4, Abigail Wright from Mahtomedi. Lane 5, Maddie Ritter from Hastings. And lane 6, Abigail VB from Mahtomedi. And in the lead, out to a big lead, it's lane 4. That's Abigail Wright from Mahtomedi. Once again, it's the 100-yard butterfly. So they will go back and forth 4 times since it's 25 meters or 25 yards per length of the pool. A lot of other pools, they have an Olympic-sized pool, which is 50 meters long. Hastings, old school, they still got the traditional 25. It is still Abigail Wright in lane 4 with a big lead. In second place, it's Maddie Ruppel in lane 2. And this is a varsity event because there is only one event, and it is lane 4, Abigail Wright from Mahtomedi. In lane 2, it's Maddie Ruppel in second. In lane 5, coming in third place, it's Maddie Ritter. And the fastest time was a 1 minute, 1 second, 22 tenths. That was for Abigail Wright. In second place at a time of 109.16 was Maddie Ruppel. And in third place, Maddie Ritter with 113.50. Hastings, Mahtomedi came in 4th. Hastings 5th, Mahtomedi 6th. That's individual, so again, it's 5 places will get points. Next up, we have the JV 100-yard freestyle. Just 2 swimmers here, both from Mahtomedi. It's Caroline Potter in lane 2 and Madeline Matazak in lane 4. Caroline, slight lead, maybe by a hand. We'll see at the wall here who gets the better push off. Looks like Madeline just took a little lead. She's about 2 shoulder lengths ahead. Madeline, a sophomore, as well as Caroline. So 2 sophomores there in the JV girls 100-yard freestyle. The pool record for this is from Kay Selesky in 1996 at a time of 52.76. These JV swimmers, they're on their second half of this 100-yard free. And they're on their way back, still in the lead. It's Madeline in lane 4, followed by Caroline in lane 2. Madeline with a time of 109, 110, 111. Overall time, it's going to be about 114 something, possibly, maybe 115. And just a score update, after the 100-yard butterfly, Mahtomedi takes a 53-41 lead, so they're up by 12 now. They were up just by 4, so they've increased that lead to 12 now. And now we're going to move on to the varsity girls 100-yard freestyle. We will have all 6 lanes filled with swimmers. Lane 1, Sofia Kovalenko. Lane 2, Adeline Miller. Lane 3, Emma Demlo. Lane 4, Sydney. Let me try to get this right. Lajewski. Number 6, Clara Birkin. Lane 5, Clara Birkin. Lane 6, Janae Klebeck. And the ladies are off. It's the 100-yard freestyle. So that all we're going to do the freestyle stroke. This is the fastest one. It's pretty fast. Lane 2 is in the lead. That's Adeline Miller. In second place, they're tied usually. Lane 1, 3, and 4 all tied. This is the 100, so they're about halfway there. Lane 2 is still in the lead. That's Adeline Miller from Mahtomedi. Followed closely by lane 1, Sofia Kovalenko. She's catching her. She can see her right next to her. In third place, it's lane 4, Sydney Lajewski. And we're here on the final lap coming back. It's Mahtomedi racer in lane 2 and 4. And Sofia Kovalenko right there. This is going to be a tight one coming in at the end. It's Miller versus Kovalenko. And it's going to be Miller that hits the wall first, followed by Kovalenko. And then in lane 4, it's going to be Sydney Lajewski from Mahtomedi in third. And we're going to have updated scores. Here we go. It was 57.02 for Adeline Miller and 57.42 for Sofia. So just 4/10 behind. In third at 57.85, it was Sydney Lajewski.
Event 15, Junior Varsity.
So Mahtomedi is going to take first and third in that heat. Hastings will get the points for second, fourth, and fifth. Now the total score is 62-48. Mahtomedi in the lead. Next up, we are going to have event number 15. It'll be the girls' 500-yard freestyle, the JV swimmers. We will have all 6 lanes filled. This is the longest event of the night. Lane 1, Caden Butler from Hastings. Lane 2, Elizabeth Carlin from Mahtomedi. Lane 3, Fiona Olson from Hastings. Lane 4, Tori Harnish from Mahtomedi. Lane 5, Ellie Cook from Hastings. And lane 6, Jocelyn Parker from Mahtomedi. In the lead, it is Jocelyn Parker in lane 6. Ladies, a nice, smooth, slow swim here. Once again, it's a 500-yard freestyle, which means they're going to have to do 20 lengths of the pool. 25 yards per length. So this could take a while. The pool record is Becky Chrissinger in 1996 at 5:01:19. She also has the girls' school record at 4:59:71 in 1997, just a year later. So now in lane 4 in the lead, it's the Mahtomedi JV swimmer, Tori Harnish. She'll come in at about 1:16 after 100 meters. So that's only 1/5 of this race. They're going to have to do that 4 more times. It's a test of stability and cardiovascular, longevity, kind of like running the marathon here. Basically, you could say it's the marathon race of the swimming competition. And this is also the race where their teammates will be holding a sign each time they get to the left side of the pool here as they're looking from the cameras. Since they have to do 20 laps, it's very wise to know where they're at. So the swimmers, you can see right now, I don't know, the camera's not quite there, but we'll see when it gets there, their teammate will hold the number down deep in the water so they can see it as they get to the wall there. Let's see if we can get a shot of that. One of these Hastings swimmers coming down lane 5. We have Ellie Cook from Hastings. It'll be her teammate Lily Meyer showing her the sign. She just is on lap 7. And now you'll see Lily switch that to a 9. And coming down here in lane 3, about to touch the wall, is going to be Fiona Olson. You can once again see her teammate shaking the board so she can see it. She had it upside down. Not sure if she knew that. That was a 7. And in lane 4, just touching the wall on her 9th lap, is Tori Harnish. Once again, Lily Meyer puts the sign down on the 9 for teammate Ellie Cook. And Jocelyn Parker in lane 6. Teammate might have had the number a little incorrect the last time because she's cooking pretty good and she was in the lead in the beginning. We'll see, though. Looks like lane 4. Tori Harnish from Mahtomedi. Coming down, touching the wall on her 11th lap, if you will, or 25 meter. Also on her 11th, that was Ellie Cook touching. Looks like Judge helping out the board keeper at what lap she's on. Hopefully they don't, she keeps track of it for her. Hopefully the coaches are watching as well. There's one of the coaches coming down here, just helping out the Mahtomedi swimmer, making sure she gives her the right number. And now touching the wall down at lane 1 for Hastings is Caden Butler. Caden had looks like a split. She's so far at 1 minute, 1 second, 1/10. And touching the wall at lane 4 with a split time of 4:274. That looks to be the fastest so far in those splits. Also in the meet, or in this event, that's Tori Harnish from Mahtomedi. Having a good swim, teammate shaking it, that was 15. Touching the end wall for Hastings in lane 3 is Fiona Olsen. Split time of 1:54.54. She's currently in, looks like the split was 5:18 now overall. Once again, this is the 500-yard freestyle. 20 laps back and forth in this 25-meter pool. Looks like the lead swimmers are now on 17. Yep, that's 17 in lane 4. That's your leader, Tori Harnish. Just touching the wall in lane 6. Also in second place is Jocelyn Parker at so far a total time of 5:48.54. In fifth was time of 5:45. And when you hear that bell, that you know that the lead swimmer is on their last lap, and that's lane 4. Once again, that's Tori Harnish from Mahtomedi. Gonna let you know what grade Tori is here in a second once I can find her. A lot of swimmers listed here on this sheet. So Tori Harnish not listed actually on the sheet here. Oh, sorry, it's Victoria Harnish is her full name. She's a freshman. She goes by Tori. So apologies. And she ends her total 500-yard with a split time of 40:43 with a final time of 6:53.72. And in second place, it's lane 2 from Mahtomedi also. That's Elizabeth Carlin with a time of 7:06.53. So far, Mahtomedi taking first and second. They are a powerhouse swim team here in the conference, one of the best. Coming in third in lane 6 at a time of 7:15.37 was Jocelyn Parker. So Mahtomedi with first, second, and third. In fourth place, it's going to be the first Raider to finish this 500-yard freestyle. That's Ellie Cook with a time of 7:32.77. And got a couple swimmers still to go. They're doing a good job. This is not easy. Most people, probably adults, couldn't even do this 20 laps. It would take them quite a long time. They might even finish. So this is a great job done here by these swimmers. So in lane 1, it's Caden Butler just ahead of teammate Fiona Olsen in lane 3. Let me just get you their ages. Caden Butler, she is a sophomore. And Fiona Olson. She is a junior. And they are on their... They've got a couple more to go. Fiona slightly passes up Caden. Fiona might be on her last leg here, if you will. It looks like she is. Teammates rooting for her to come in. She touches the wall. Split time of, total time of 8:57.04. So Hastings will get fourth, fifth. Well, my second and third. So once again, it's an individual race, so points will be awarded. 6 points to first place, that's Mahtomedi. Second, 4 points, Mahtomedi once again, and 3 points for third. It's also Mahtomedi. So they're going to get the best you can get on an individual. So add 13 more points to their score. Should put them at 75. And add 3 points to Hastings, put them at 51. Got a lot of good cheering going on here for the final swimmer in this 500-yard freestyle. It's Caden Butler, lane 1, giving it all she's got here. Once again, 20 laps of this pool. Not a lot of people would even want to sign up for that, so Caden doing a great job here. Teammates, fans doing a great job cheering her on. And she's going to come in with a final time of, there's the final touch. Good job, Caden. Going to be 10 minutes, 8 seconds, and 4/10 for Caden. So that'll finish off the JV 500-yard freestyle. While those girls exit the pool, sorry, those scores will not count for the overall match. My apologies on that. It's still 62-48 Mahtomedi. We're going to head now to the 500-yard freestyle varsity ladies. All 6 lanes will be filled. Lane 1 from Hastings, Stella Hilgers. Lane 2 from Mahtomedi, Talia Collins. Lane 3 from Hastings, Izzy Green. Lane 4 from Mahtomedi, Emerson Buckley. Lane 5 from Hastings, Mari Hall. And lane 6 from Mahtomedi, Eve Vibi. So Hastings looking to make up a little gap here. They're down 14. This is a real opportunity to get some of these points back. If they can do what the Mahtomedi swimmers did in JV and sweep first, second, third, that would bring them very close. And leading the way is going to be Hastings swimmer, lane number 3, Izzy Green. Izzy Green, 16 years old. She is a junior. In second place right now in lane 4 for Mahtomedi, that's Emerson Buckley. Both swimmers hit the wall about the same time after the first 50 meters. We're tied neck to neck, first and second. And third, it's Mahtomedi swimmer Talia Collins. About a length behind first and second. Once again, though, it's 20 laps, so a long ways to go here. See how these swimmers do. Right now, fourth place is going to go to Mahtomedi in lane 6. That's Eve Vibi. And in fifth, it's going to be lane 5. That's Mari Hall. Still in first, though, it's Hastings Raiders. Izzy Green just behind her. Emerson Buckley. This one could be close the whole way. Sometimes swimmers just want to keep pace with their opponent. They don't want to outswim themselves, and they don't want to get too far away. Right now, though, Emerson putting a little extra juice into it. She's now in the lead for Mahtomedi. They both ladies touch the wall about the same time, though, here. First and second are lane 3 and 4. Third and fourth are lanes 2 and 6. That's 2 Mahtomedi swimmers. And in fifth, it's lane 5. That's Mari Hall. And right behind her is Stella Hilgers in lane 1. After their 7th lap, Green and Buckley, lane 3 and 4, still pretty close. Buckley now taking a slight lead, about half a length. They're going to get to the end wall. It's still Buckley in the lead. Emerson, one of their captains and a senior, she's showing why right now. But Izzy Green right there behind her. If she can just stay close, she's got a chance. They're on their 10th lap, so they're about almost halfway done here in this 500-yard freestyle. Once again, the pool record is 5:01.19 in 1996 by Becky Christinger. First and second, still pretty close, but Emerson's taking a slight lead. Now it's a full length. Izzy needs to stay close if she wants a chance to get her towards the end. In third place, it's still pretty close here. Both Mahtomedi swimmers, Talia Collins and Eva Wiebe, are pretty close for third and fourth. Fifth place, it's Hastings Raider Mari Hall in lane 5, followed by Stella Hilgers, not too far behind her. Now Emerson Buckley's off to, she's got about a 3-length lead here. 2.5 we'll call it. So she's extending her lead. And she is on lap 13. Now she's pushing off for 14. She's picking up the pace now as well. Sometimes in that latter half you can start giving a little extra if you've been holding some in the reserves, just like you see in the Olympics. And lane 3, it's Izzy Green. You could hear some fans saying, yell, go Izzy, go. Now Emerson Buckley really picking up the pace. Hit the wall, got a good swim going on here. Takes a lot of practice for these swimmers. Some of these swimmers swim all season long, strengthening the muscles, working on the technique of the stroke. And one of the important things people think was the breathing. Got to control the heart, get the breathing right when you come out of the water every few strokes. So it's still Emerson Buckley in the lead here in this 500-yard freestyle. She's for Mahtomedi. Mahtomedi has a 14-point lead here. Event number 16. Speaking of 14 points, last time I saw the score, it was the Detroit Lions up 14-3 over the Green Bay Packers. There could be a scoring update, but I think it's halftime. And there's the bell. That means Emerson Buckley now on her final 2 laps of the pool here. Final 50 meters for her. It's a 25-meter pool. She is in a big lead. That last split was a 34-29. And in second is Izzy Green. Her last split was 36-63. Emerson Buckley hitting the wall for the final time. Once again, their teammates on that final lap, they showed the sign that's got the 2 red squares. As a swimmer, you love to see that because you know you're on your final trek back. So Emerson Buckley flying in. She's going to take first place for Mahtomedi here in the 500 free, and she ends with a time 34.74 split on her last split. Let's see what her total time is. It'll add up here on the scoreboard any second. But in second place, Izzy Green coming in at a 36.39 split. She'll take second for the Raiders. So it was 5:35.74 for Emerson. Looks like third place, going to be a tight one here for Mahtomedi. And it's going to be lane 6 is going to touch first. That's Eve Wiebe, followed by teammate in lane 2, Talia Collins. A 34.90 split for Wiebe, and a total time of 6:02.37 for third place, and a total time of 6:02.93 in fourth was Talia Collins. And here comes Hastings Raiders swimmer Mari Hall in lane 5. Looks like she's going to get fifth place. See what her split, a split of 37.75. So she'll take fifth for the Raiders. And in sixth, just hitting the wall now, is Stella Hilgers at a 39.71 split. Total time for Mari Hall was 6:33.48. Total time for Stella was 6:41.13. So Mahtomedi is going to take first, third, and fourth. So they will get a total of 11 points there, bringing their total to 73, just like the board says. Hastings going to get second and fifth, which should be a total of 5 points. Should bring them to 53. It sure does. We're now moving on to event number 17. It's JV girls 200-yard freestyle relay. Be two groups, both from Mahtomedi. Lane 2, the first swimmer is Jocelyn Parker. Lane 4, it's Elizabeth Carlin. The other swimmers in lane 2 are going to be Ava McGrain, Julia Dehan, and Caroline Pager. And in lane 4, the other swimmers are Tori Harnish, Madeline Matazak, and Riley Bogren. Right now it's lane 4 swimmer Elizabeth Carlin in a slight lead over teammate Jocelyn Parker. She hits the wall, the next swimmers jump in. Lane 4, that was Ava jumping in. And in lane 4, that was Tori Harnish jumping in. Lane 2, Ava McGrain. McGrain catching up though. She's about a half a length behind here in this JV 200-yard freestyle relay. So 4 swimmers, 50 meters each, 2 lengths of the pool. This score will not count for the overall team competition, but still good practice for these swimmers. And next meet, you never know, one of these swimmers might move themselves up to the varsity. And they touch there with a split of 33.65 in lane 4. Jumping in the pool in lane 4 was Madeline Matazak. Jumping in the pool about a length behind her, now 2 lengths maybe, is Julia Dehan. So they're on their way back. It's the freestyle. The last 25 meters for these 2 swimmers. And we'll get to the last swimmer of the 4-person relay. The anchor, we'll call him. Widely known around sports, whether it's cross country or swimming. And that was Riley Bogren in for Mahtomedi in lane 4. Now there's about a 3-length lead in lane 2 against teammate Caroline Potcher. Riley still with a lead. She's on her final half of the pool here to get to finish this with a total time in lane number 4, split time of 34:32. And a total team time, as soon as it comes up, I'll let you know. It's around 2:17:55 and a split of 30:90 in lane 2. That was Caroline in a total team time of 2:28:11. So that was your JV 200-yard freestyle. Next up will be the girls 200-yard freestyle relay for the varsity. We'll only have 5 lanes tonight. 3 teams from Hastings, 2 from Mahtomedi. Lane 1 for Hastings will be 14-year-old Lauren Baudet. Lane 2 from Mahtomedi, Audrey Carlson. Lane 3 from Hastings, Ashton Stewart, 17-year-old. Lane 4 from Mahtomedi, Sydney Lajewski. And lane 5, a 13-year-old, Maddie Ritter. And the girls are taking their marks. On the whistle, the horn, they will dive off. And there they go. Let's see who gets the best dive off the platform. Best dive and stayed under the water the longest was lane 2, Audrey Carlson from Mahtomedi. But Ashton Stewart right there now in first, but very close here. So lane 2, 3, and 4 all next to each other. Speaking of lane 4, that's Sydney Lajewski. She is now in first. Now they're going to touch the wall. Teammates diving in. The Raider looked like she got the best timing on the dive there. That was Claire Lane in lane 2. And she hits the wall first. And she's in first for the Raiders in lane 3. Right behind her though in lane 4 is Adeline Miller for Mahtomedi. Hastings diver jumps in first place, still in lane 3. That's swimmer Lila Salzman, but about a length behind her in lane 4 is Delaney Dumermuth. Lane 2 in third place is Janae Klebeck. Lane 5 in fourth place right now is Hastings Raiders swimmer Mari Hall. And up in lane 1 for the Raiders is Julia Dahan. And the final swimmers are in the pool. It's the Raiders still in the lead, but the anchor from Mahtomedi is swimming fast and catching her. That's Abigail Wright. Right tied with Emma Demo. This one's going to come down to the wire, folks. But it looks like Abigail's sneaking just ahead of the Raider. Mahtomedi going to touch first with a split of 24.77. The Raider with a split of 26.01, so she gained about 2 seconds and 3/4 there. So Mahtomedi in first in lane 4, Hastings second in lane 2. Mahtomedi comes in third in lane 2. Hastings Raiders fourth in lane 4, but they will pick up the last point because there's only 5 teams with 1 point. That's Carly Ginter coming in lane 1. And that was Stella Hilgers in lane 4. And Isabella Buffidi coming in third in lane 2. Well, now we're going to move to the JV. The last 2 events of the day will both be the girls. Let me check. Hold on. There's definitely a few more on the back page here. Yeah, sorry about that. We are on event 19, girls 100-yard backstroke JV team. There'll be 2 heats. It'll be Mahtomedi first. And then it'll be a split of Hastings Mahtomedi in heat number 2. Heat number 1 will consist of lane 2, Riley Bogren. Lane 3, Julia Dehan. Lane 4, Danny Baker. And lane 5, Ava McGrain. Gonna get a little bit of time here because some of those swimmers just left the pool not too long ago, just doing that 200-yard freestyle. So their total score now is 83-57, Mahtomedi. So Mahtomedi picked up 10 points there. Coming in 83-57. I guess they got 10. They didn't come in second, so I'm not sure how they got to the 10 unless they came in. I feel like it could be slightly off there, but at any rate, we have your 3 swimmers in the pool, I guess, so it looks like only 3 are going to swim. Looks like Riley Bogren from Mahtomedi is not going to swim in lane 2. It will be Julia Dehan, Danny Baker, and Ava McGrain in the pool. In first place, Danny Baker with the lead. Once again, it's the 100-yard backstroke, so they're going to do the length of the pool 4 times in this classic traditional Hastings Raider 25-meter pool, unlike the 50-meter Olympic-size pool. Baker had a good time there. A split of 47.99 in lane 5 for Ava McGrain. So the last length of the pool here for Danny Baker. She's in the lead. Mahtomedi JV 100-yard backstroke. So Baker is going to touch the wall here in first. And there it is with a split time of 40.05. In second right now in lane 3 is Julia Dehan. She is going to hit the wall with a split of, doesn't show me, but overall time for Danny Baker was 1:17.18. The split time for Ava McGrain in lane 5 was 53.80. Looks like there was a malfunction on the scoreboard. And it looks like Ava came in with a time of 1:41.79. Now we're going to head to the varsity girls 100-yard backstroke. Sorry, this is heat 2 of 2. This is still JV. We'll have 5 swimmers. 1, 2, 3. Yep, all 5 are going to swim. Lane 2, it'll be Molly Rutger from Mahtomedi. Lane 3, Emma Leonard from Hastings. Lane 4, Ada. This is that special name, Chum from Mahtomedi. Lane 5, Liliana Burks, Hastings. And lane 6, Avery Hensel from Mahtomedi. And the swimmers are in the pool. It's pretty close here. It's lane 5 from Hastings. Liliana Burks in the lead. But Chum right behind her. In lane 4. In third place, it's lane 3, Emma Leonard from Hastings, the 15-year-old. Liliana Burks in the lead here, lane 5, just a 12-year-old, by the way. One of the youngest swimmers we have in tonight's thing. She's only a 7th grader. No age limit or grade limit here in varsity swimming and diving. Not sure there's an age limit in any sport, actually, in high school sports. I will have to look that one up. Somebody can post it on YouTube with the actual regulation that says it. Anyways, it's still in first place, lane number 5. It's Liliana Burks, followed by Ida Chum from Mahtomedi in lane 4. But right behind her is Emma Leonard in lane 3. And it will be how they finish. Burks, Chum, Leonard, first, second, third. So Hastings going to get first and third in this one. And heading in fourth from Mahtomedi is Avery Hensel. And in fifth from Mahtomedi, Molly Rutger. Well done by the JV swimmers. Now we are going to head to event number 20. It's the girls' 100-yard backstroke. It will be Varsity doing the 100-yard backstroke. And our swimmers will be Clara Birkin in lane 1, Riley Parachek lane 2, Lauren Jenkins lane 3, Sydney Lajewski in lane 4, Josie Larson lane 5, and Taya Tuttle in lane 6 from Mahtomedi. The ladies are in the pool. 100-yard backstroke, same event the JV girls just did. 4 lengths of the pool, 25 yards each. They are on their second length of the pool. It is in the lead. It's lane 4, Sydney Lajewski. They are now halfway there. Sydney with a slight lead, but Hastings Raider Lauren Jenkins right behind her. Now she might be taking the lead. In third place, lane 5, it's Josie Larson from Hastings. Just behind her in lane 2, it's Riley Parajek from Mahtomedi. The ladies take their final wall hit, and they're on their final lap. Heading down, it's the Hastings Raider Lauren Jenkins in the lead. It's a close one. Lajewski's right behind her. The crowd is getting very loud. Lot of yelling. And it's going to be Hastings 1, Mahtomedi 2, Hastings 3. That was Josie Larson coming in third. Lauren Jenkins came in first, the time of 106.19. Sydney Lajewski came in second with a time of 107.05. I mentioned Josie Larson third with a time of 107.91. In fourth, at a time of 110.41, was Clara Birkin from Hastings. And in fifth, of 111.11 was Riley Parajek, and in sixth was Taya Tuttle. So the Raiders going to pick up a few points there in the overall team score. Now we are on to the 100-yard breaststroke. And this will be the JV first. There will be 5 swimmers from Hastings in lane 1, Lily Meyer. Lane 2 from Mahtomedi, Tori Harnish. Lane 3 from Hastings, Maddie Ritter. Lane 4 from Mahtomedi, Carolyn Podger. Lane 5 from Hastings, Elena Latch. Divers are in the pool. Meyer gets a late jump, but she stays under the water deep, and she comes out in first. So Lily Meyer in first right now, followed by Maddie Ritter. Once again, this is the breaststroke, one of the toughest ones there is. Touching the wall first, looks like it'll be Lily Meyer. It's 100 yards, so 4 lengths of the pool. It's Lily Meyer followed by Ashton Stewart in lane 3. In third place in lane 2, it's Tori Harnish. Ladies coming down, touching the wall for the split. Lily Meyer had a 40.92. But just ahead of her is teammate Maddie Ritter with a 39.52 split. In third with a 45.54 split was lane 2, Tori Harnish. So right now it's Ritter and Meyer, lanes 3 and 1, first and second. Harnish in third from Mahtomedi. In fourth, about a length ahead in lane 5, it's Elena Latch, daughter of Craig Latch, former 96 graduate of mine. Also a firefighter, so thank you to all the firemen out there and firewomen, firefighters. And winning the event is in lane 3, Maddie Ritter with a split of 42.78. Second place is Lily Meyer with a split of 45.12. In third, it's getting close, but it's going to be Mahtomedi's Tori Harnish with a split of 50.06. And in fourth, it was lane 4, Caroline Podger. Lane 5, it'll be Elena Latch in fifth. Overall time for Maddie Ritter was 1:22.30. Lily Meyer 1:26.04. Tori Harnish 1:35.60. And Caroline Potter 1:41.10. And that was the JV 100-yard breaststroke. Now we're going to move on to the varsity breaststroke. We will have 6 swimmers. Lane 1 will be Lyle Salzman. Lane 2, Greta Cease. Lane 3, Ashton Stewart. Lane 4, Audrey Carlson. Lane 5, Kira Arness. And lane 6, Claire Lane. Once again, Hastings swimmers lanes 1, 3, and 5. The odd numbers, Mahtomedi 2, 4, and 6. Even numbers. And the ladies are off. Let's see who pops up first with the lead. It looks like it's going to be lane 1, Lila Salzman from Hastings. But very close with her is Mahtomedi's Audrey Carlson in lane 4. Carlson going to hit the wall first. Once again, 100-yard breaststroke. Takes a lot of technique, proper breathing, timing of the strokes, the leg kick, the arms. A lot going on here with this stroke. Now very tight in second place is Hastings' Kira Arness. As they hit the wall, they're halfway home. 2 more lengths of the pool. Mahtomedi Carlson in the lead. Behind her in second is Kira Arness. But also in lane 1 catching up is Lila Salzman. In third is lane 3, Ashton Stewart from Hastings. And in fourth, it's Mahtomedi's Greta Cease. Fifth, Claire Lane. It's still Carlson for Mahtomedi in first. Kira Arness doing everything she can to stay close and catch her. There's only about 2 lengths left. It's going to be Carlson from Mahtomedi in first. Arness in second in lane 5. Salzman in third in lane 1. Stewart in fourth in lane 3. And very close at the buzzer, but it'll be lane 2 and fifth, Greta Cease. And in 6, Claire Lane. So Mahtomedi taking first and fifth. Hastings going to take second, third, and fourth. So the score should tighten up a teeny bit. It was 68-88 before that. So with a first and a fifth, Mahtomedi should add 7 points. Should be 95. Hastings should add 9 points. Should be at 77-95. By my unofficial scoring, I have 95-77, Mahtomedi in the lead. We'll see if that's what pops up on the board. But next up, it's the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay. It'll be JV first, followed by varsity. This is the last swimming style race of this event, JV and then varsity. And we are off in lane 1. It's Caden Butler for Hastings. Lane 4 for Mahtomedi, it's Danny Baker. And in lane 6 for Mahtomedi, Avery Hensel. Each girl will swim the pool twice, there and back. A teammate will jump in. Once again is the freestyle relay. This will be the fastest relay. The ladies hit with a split time of 33:20. Sorry, I said this is the 400, so each swimmer will go through this pool 4 times, there and back twice, 25 meters each, or 25 yards if you're American. Meters, the British metric style, if you will. More than Britain, but you get my drift. So the swimmer in lane 4, that's Danny Baker, is going to hit the wall first. Teammate jumps in. She had a split of 34-13. Teammate Elizabeth Carlin jumped in. Hitting the wall for lane 6 is Avery Hensel with a split of 37-94. Her teammate Jocelyn Parker jumps in the pool. Heading back in lane 1 is Caden Butler. Waiting to jump in will be Lily Meyer. For Hastings, Mahtomedi swimmers Carlin and Parker about to hit the wall for their halfway there. Butler hits the end. Meyer jumps in the pool. That's Lily, son of Tim and Carrie Meyer. Tim also a graduate of 1996. Lily hits the wall on her first of 4 laps. Mahtomedi swimmer Elizabeth Carlin, lane 4, though, in the lead for the Zephyrs. About 6 lengths behind her is teammate Jocelyn Parker, also a Zephyr. And Carlin going to head back for her final lap, and teammate Molly Rutger into the pool in lane 4 for Mahtomedi. And in lane 6 for the Zephyrs, it's Julia Dahan just diving into the pool. Lily Meyer making her last lap, heading back to the starting point. She's the second swimmer of that Hastings group relay. So as Lily hits the wall, it'll be Fiona Olsen for the Raiders jumping into the pool. And for Mahtomedi in the lead, that was Molly Rutger in lane 4. She's halfway home. And in lane 6, Julia Dahan. Once again, this is the 400-yard freestyle relay. And the pool record is 3:39.55, set in 1996 by the Hastings Raiders. And on lane 1, that was Fiona Olsen, her second half of this relay. Just diving in the pool, though, for Mahtomedi was Ada Chum. She is their anchor in lane 4. They're in the lead. In lane 6, it'll be Ava McGrain diving into the pool for Mahtomedi, their anchor in lane 6. And Ava waits for teammate to hit the wall. She jumps in. So Mahtomedi on their final swimmer. Hastings just about to get to that final swimmer as Fiona Olsen, the 16-year-old for the Raiders, heads home. Fiona, a junior. Waiting for her will be Carly Ginter. Carly, one of the 9 freshmen on this young Hastings squad. Carly dives into the pool, so the last swimmer for the Raiders is in the pool. But leading the way in this 400-yard freestyle relay is Mahtomedi's Ida Chum in lane 4. And Ava McCrane just got to her halfway point. So taking first will be lane 4 Mahtomedi Zephyrs as Chum hits the wall. McGrain for the Mahtomedi Zephyrs. She is heading on her last lap. And Carly Ginter, she just hits the wall at the starting point, so she's got 2 laps to go to end out this JV 400 freestyle relay. So in second place, lane 6 from Mahtomedi. First place, lane 4, they had a total time of 4:47.18. And in second place, lane 6 with a time of 5:17.77. Final Raider swimmer Carly Ginter heading home here on Parents' Night. Her final lap for the Hastings JV team, consisting of Butler, Meyer, Olson, and Ginter, and she touches the wall. A split time of 47.77. And a team time of 5:51.22. So we are heading into the final event of the night here at Hastings Middle School, the girls 400-yard freestyle relay. It's the varsity's turn. The score right now is 95-77. Raiders, if they got all 5, which they cannot, since there's only 3, they could gain 12 points, but they would still lose. And in lane 1, from Hastings, Mary Schalk, 14-year-old. Lane 2, Talia Collins. Lane 3, Lauren Jenkins. Lane 4, Sydney Lajewski. Lane 5, Emma Leonard. Lane 6, Eve Viebe. And in the lead, it is lane 4, Sydney Lajewski. Lane 3 in second place, it's Raiders' Lauren Jenkins. Third place just behind her, Zephyrs' Talia Collins. Lane 1, it's Mary Schalk. And lane 6, Eve Viebe is right there with Schalk. Still a tight race for first, second, and third. They are all head-to-head. The Hastings Raider in the middle, splitting the Zephyrs. She might have a slight lead by about a head, literally. They twist at the wall. They're coming on their home stretch on their 4th lap of this 400-yard freestyle relay. Looks like Lajewski got quite a good kick there. She might hit the wall just ahead of Jenkins. But either way, it's still a tight one here. All 3 ladies jump in the pool at the same time. Lane 2, 3, and 4. First, second, third. 4th place jumping in is lane 6. That was Riley Perizek. And in lane 1, that was Liliana Burks jumping in the pool. Speaking of a tight race, now it's a tight race between 2 lanes. That's lane 3 and 4. That's Raiders and Zephyrs. It'll be the Raider that hits first on her halfway point. That is Sofia Kovalenko, the 15-year-old. And Sophia, a freshman, she's still in the lead here. She hits the wall first. She's on her final lap heading home as the second racer of this relay. And in second place, just behind her, though, is Maddie Ruppel of Mahtomedi. The ladies hit the wall about the same time. So this is a tight one the whole way here. Raider Diver got in a little early, so a little ahead there. In lane 2 now, jumping in the pool, was Isabella Bafidi as Janaea Klebeck hits the wall. And in lane 6, who just hit the wall, was Riley Perizek as Taya Tuttle jumps in the pool. And then lane 5, it was Lauren Baudet that hit the wall as Clara Birkin dove in. So we're very tight here, lane 3 and 4. It's very tight here. The Raiders and the Zephyrs tied. Zephyr comes out of the water quicker, but the Raider stays under. It is super tight there. That's between Josie Larson and Emerson Buckley in lanes 3 and 4. And the final swimmers of this relay are going to enter the pool. In lane 3 and 4, Mahtomedi is a little ahead now. That's Abigail Wright against Izzy Green here. Now they're about a full length. The anchors, they could be the fastest. This depends on how the coaches wanted to strategize. And in third place, it looks like it's lane 2. That's Adeline Miller in the pool. Halfway there, Mahtomedi hits the wall first. About a length ahead of Izzy Green now in lane 2. That's Abigail Wright, the anchor for Mahtomedi in this final event, the 400-yard freestyle relay. Oh, but Izzy Green is catching up now. She is right there with her side by side. They're going to see each other as they come back. Sorry, I take that back. Izzy Green was in lane 3. It was actually the Raider Greta Larson in lane 5 that was actually close to Mahtomedi. And it will be Mahtomedi takes first place in lane 4. That was Abigail Wright bringing it home, but in second place, the Raiders, as Izzy Green touches the wall. Still being close for third. It'll be lane 2. Adeline Miller hits the pool for third place. And fourth and fifth are about a couple lengths apart, but it looks like it'll be lane 6. The Zephyrs, Claire Lane touches the wall to come in fourth. And in fifth, it'll be the Raiders' Greta Larson touching the wall in fifth. And Peyton Combs will be the final swimmer in today's meet, coming down lane 1 for the Raiders. And with a final time of 3:52.77, Mahtomedi post the number 1 score in tonight's event. Still not number 1 of the pool, though. So if the score was 95.77, looks like we're going to get a total score. I'll give that to you in a second as it comes. So while they tally up those total scores, I'm going to give you the upcoming schedule here on HCTV. It'll be tomorrow night, homecoming, the Raiders against Cretin-Derham Hall here right in Hastings at Todd Field McNamara Stadium on October 3rd. It's soccer doubleheader against South St. Paul. The next day on the 4th, it'll be volleyball against South St. Paul. And on the 5th, the day after that, another doubleheader for soccer against Simley. So that's your upcoming HCTV events. They're still tallying the scores. While they're tallying them, I am going to see if I can do a little unofficial calculation myself. Mahtomedi came in first, that's 6. Hastings came in second, so they get 4. For third place, you get 3 points. That was Mahtomedi, so they're going to get another 3. Fourth place was also Mahtomedi, so that's 2. And fifth place was Hastings, they get 1. If I did my math right, it should be 106 to 82 with Mahtomedi winning. Hastings was unable, they were too far behind, they were unable to catch up in the total score, so Mahtomedi will remain undefeated in the conference with a record of 5-0. Hastings will now drop to 3-2 in the conference. A good effort by all the ladies tonight. It was some different divers that we've seen. We did not see Kira Arness dive, or Chloe Arness. So we don't see the official scores up. I'm not sure they're going to make it up. I've given you the official scores, or unofficial. I have 106 to 82 Mahtomedi. We'll see if they pop up here in a second. Otherwise, I'm going to, we're just going to give you the production team tonight. Oh, total scores are about to come up, it looks like. It is 89 so it's 89 for Hastings, 95, so it was closer than I thought. 95 to 89, and you can hear the Mahtomedi Zephyrs yelling. They came in first, so they do in fact stay undefeated in the conference. Raiders drop to 3-2. For your production team tonight, producer Hunter Pinky, also the director. The announcer was myself, Peter Heyman. The camera operators were Tori Selner and Will Celine. And graphics also done by Hunter Pinky. So once again, Hastings falls 95 to 89 to Mahtomedi Zephyrs. And we will see you on HCTV tomorrow. The Hastings Raiders homecoming against Cretin-Derham Hall Friday night. I'm Peter Heyman signing off on HCTV.